Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I swear to God I'm not doing this on purpose. Hello my beautiful bookish friends and welcome back to my channel. So today we are good Christ. Hello my beautiful bookish friends and welcome back to my channel. So today I am back and alive and well. I know it has been a while. I missed my April wrap up. Yeah. I think I missed my April TBR too. I don't remember. But today we're going to be doing a May TBR. I've basically reset everything except for 4 books that have been on TBR previously. But I wanted to shake things up and focus on just what I've been in the mood to read. So that being said, I kind of ended April with mood reads and I'm carrying it on. So this month, I've already started The Hunting Wives and I'm having trouble getting into that. I'm hoping to finish it soon though. I've started rereading and annotating Fable, which I'm going to do more of today. And I have started reading Raising the Horseman by Serena Valentino. It is a Sleepy Hollow retelling and so far it's pretty good. It's about Katrina Van Tassel and all of her descendants and Sleepy Hollow. So far it's kind of Riverdale-y with the drama and there's like the Sleepy Hollow boys. But I think it's going to get better as it goes on. But it's pretty short, so we'll see how I feel about that. And then sticking with Serena Valentino, who's probably going to be my most read author this year. I have the next 5 books in her villain series. So we have Mother Knows Best, The Odd Sisters, Evil Thing, Cold Hearted, and Never Never. So I want to get through all of these because in June, the 10th book in this series comes out and I want to be all caught up so I can get it and read it and be basically caught up with this series. I don't know if there's a planned end date for these books, but I think we're going to get basically all of the Disney villains. And so far, there has been the Evil Queen, the Beast, which isn't really a villain, but I guess kind of sort of. Ursula, Maleficent, Mother Gothel, the Odd Sisters who are written into the story. They're like original characters. Cruella, Lady Tremaine, and Hook. So we still have quite a few to get through. And Hades is going to be the 10th book. And then romance has really been on the brain and finishing series. So I want to read Well Matched, which was on TBR last year, and I just didn't get to it. This is a romantic comedy set at a Renaissance fair. And the 3rd book in the, I'll show you guys the other ones. There is Well Met, which is an enemies to lovers. And then there is Well Played, which is a social media mistaken identity one. I really liked that one. This one I think is fake dating maybe, or enemies to lovers again, because it is Mitch, the guy who wears the kilt and does all the Highland stuff, and the sister of the first girl from Well Matched. So it's also a single parent trope in here. It's not very long. These books are really fun and exciting and have a very summery, springy feel to them. It is Ren Fair season, so I think this is the perfect time to read this. And then the 4th one is Well Traveled, which is about one of the musicians in the band that always comes to the Ren Fair that all this takes place in, and Lulu, who is, I don't remember who she's Mitch's cousin. So I think she'll probably be introduced in Well Matched if she hasn't been already. I don't think she has been. But there's a lot of places this one could go. I don't know if this is going to be the last one or if we're just going to keep expanding with different members of this band and all these different things. But we'll see. I just really want some light, fun reads in with my mystical Disney fantasy right now. We have Actor Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. This is the 3rd and final installment in the Brown Sisters romance series. This is about Eve. This was also on TBR before that I didn't get to. But Eve is like kind of the flighty one in the family. She jumps from project to project. And her family's finally telling her, we can't keep funding these projects. We need you to kind of settle on one thing. So while she is doing that, she actually ends up having this enemies to lovers relationship with a guy who has autism. His name is Jacob. And he's very straight-laced, doesn't jump from thing to thing. He stays on the same path. So he and Eve kind of bump heads because they're very opposites attract. So I've heard good things about this book and that the rep is good. Talia Hibbert is always very good with her representation of different things. So it's also Grumpy Sunshine. So I think it'll be a very, again, light read, just kind of what I need and what I'm in the mood for. And I have 2 other romances here. I read Hook, Line, and Sinker, which I'll talk about in the May wrap-up. I'll just put April in there. But I remembered how much I love Tess Bailey, so I definitely want to read Secretly Yours, because the next book, I think it's called Sincerely Mine, or something like that, is the next book in this series, so I want to just get caught up with her stuff. But yeah, it's a Tessa Bailey, so it's a romantic comedy, but this is second chance lovers, or this girl used to have a crush on him, but he never knew, and now they're adults. And it's Grumpy Sunshine, and she thinks that he doesn't remember her, but he very much remembers her, but thinks she would never be interested. That kind of trope. Also, this is her first, like, curvy plus-size character, and I've heard the rep is pretty good. I tend to not like the way some plus-size characters are written, because their weight becomes the focal point of the romance instead of everything else that's going on. And as someone who struggles with that stuff, it doesn't feel like representation. It just feels like stereotypical at times, which is why I didn't like spoiler alert. But yeah, so I'm excited to read this. It's not very long. Yeah, I've loved all of Tessa Bailey's books that I've read, so hopefully I'll like that one. And then Allie Hazelwood is another author that I've really loved. I have the Love Hypothesis and Love on the Brain, and I'm going to get Love Theoretically. But I got Loath to Love You, which is a 3-story anthology. And these are all forced proximity, I'm fairly sure. Because the first one is an environmental engineer. So they're still like STEM, like women in STEM. The first one is, yeah, she ends up with a roommate who's a big oil lawyer, and she's an environmental engineer, so they don't agree on things. Below Zero, they are stuck in a camp in Antarctica, like a research camp. And Stuck With You is an enemies to lovers in an elevator. So these are all short. I think they're all about 100 pages or a little bit over, which will be nice when I want something to break up my other books. So I threw a middle grade in here because I got a bunch of the Geronimo Stiltons, and I'll probably just kind of slot them in when I want to want that feeling of finishing a book. I now have numbers 23 through 50. So, and I have 1 through 22. I was waiting to get 23, so now I can continue the series. Those are all here. There's a bunch of them. I'm not going to pick them up, but those will be in there as well. But I'm going to start Keepers of the Lost City. I've heard really good things about it, and even though it's a middle grade, I've seen a lot of people who only read adult novels enjoy it, and it's a long series. There's like 10 books, I think, maybe 9, but there's 9 or 10 books. They're fun fantasy. They're different than a lot of fantasies that I've read before, so I think it'll just be a quick kind of, the print's pretty big, a quick little middle grade / kids book. And the books that are staying on the TBR, like I said, I'm rereading Fable, so I want to reread Namesake, which is the second book in the series, but there is also Saint, which is a prequel to it all. So I want to read these. You would think I would want to read this first, but I need to remember who Saint is, so I need to reread these books so I can read this and it all makes sense. And then I want to reread Daughter of the Pirate King because it's similar to Fable, but it has a little bit more romance in it. And I have Daughter of the Siren Queen, but I need to reread this first because I don't remember what really happened in that book. And finally, Majesty. I still need to read this, and I need to get Rivals so I can finish the American Royals series. And now there's a fourth one coming out, I guess. So yeah, I might pick that up. But I'm not going to pick up the novellas that go in between. I'm not a novella person. If it's not in the main series, I don't really care. I feel like the main series do a good enough job at telling me what I need to know. But yeah, that's what I want to do. It's a lot of books for the month. But if you watch my recent makeup tutorial, you will know that I left one of my jobs. So I have more time to read. That's not why I left, but it's just, you know, the result of my actions. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I will be back more consistently now, I promise. And yeah, I hope you enjoy your reading. Let me know what you're reading down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.